ladies, welcome back to the Modern Goddess channel. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some examples of how neglecting your self-care is going to be detrimental in your marriage or to your relationship. Okay? Now this video is actually a part of my new course, the Feminine Wife course for modern women. I am so very proud of this course. I have poured my heart and soul into this course, ensure you ladies have an abundance of practical and valuable information that is going to help you when it comes to being a better wife or a better spouse in a feminine manner. So those of you that have already signed up, you are ahead of the game because you're going to have to watch this video before classes even begin. And for those of you that have not signed up yet, I'll leave a link for you so that you can go ahead and do that. But something that you are going to hear over and over again throughout the entirety of the course is how important self-care is. Right? Now the 5 lessons are respect and loyalty, modern day submission, the 5 helpmate styles, creating a safe space, and improving intimacy. And so a lot of that just sounds like what you're going to be doing for your man. But what you will find is that you will not be able to efficiently do any of these things if you are not taking care of you first and foremost. If you are expected to cater to the needs of someone else, but you are sacrificing your own needs, then you are going to end up feeling burnt out, used, depleted, drained, and you're going to start building resentment towards not just your spouse, but the idea of being feminine altogether. And that is a mistake that a lot of women make. They do their best to try to be great homemakers, helpmates, and lovers, but then they sacrifice their own needs. You're not taking care of themselves, and it always backfires, and then they end up doing the bare minimum, right? They don't do anything out of love and respect and appreciation. It's not out of desire to cater to their man or anything. They're just doing these things because they feel like, oh, this is an obligation. It's a task. It's something I just gotta do if I want to keep him in my life, right? And it should not feel like that, because I promise you, you might be doing all these things for your man, but if the energy is off, which it will be, he is going to sense that, and it is not going to be appreciated as much as you would like it to be, right? And so that is what this video is going to be about. I'm just going to go over a few different aspects that you want to make sure that you are catering to, ways that you are nurturing yourself, ways that you are making sure that you have what you need so that you can pour into him what he needs. But first, you have to make sure you have an overflow of that here first, all right? So let's start with the mental health. All right, catering to your mental well-being. Now there are 2 different ways that you can do this. First, the intellectual side, the educational side, making sure you're learning new things. Listen, ladies, if you are not obtaining new information, that means that you are not applying new information. And if you're not applying new information, that means you're just doing the same thing over and over again, even if what you're doing isn't working, if it's not helping, if no progress is being made, but you still are doing the same exact thing, it's going to cause issues in your relationship. Not only that, but if you're not learning anything new, then you don't have any new conversation, right? That means talking to you is going to be very, very boring. You and your spouse are going to lose interest in communicating with one another. You're not going to be able to have those mentally stimulating conversations, and it's going to get to the point where he's going to enjoy talking to someone else more than he enjoys talking to you, or vice versa. And you don't want to do that. You want to be able to have those deep, stimulating conversations with your man, but you need to be learning something new in order to do that. In addition to that, when you're not learning new things and you're not educating yourself in some way, then you don't develop a passion for learning. And if you're with a very masculine man, you got to understand at some point he's going to want to teach you something, right? And if every time he goes to teach you something or pour into you intellectually, it becomes a problem, you feel bad because you don't have any value to add, or because you just don't want to listen because you don't care about learning, then that's going to become an issue, right? Because men are proud of the information that they obtain, and they want to be able to invest into their woman in that way. They want to be able to teach you things and share what he's learned, And so if you're not doing anything to really grow mentally, that is going to cause issues in your relationship. The other aspect of that is having mental breaks. If you don't give yourself mental breaks, you're going to end up having mental breakdowns. And what mental breaks look like is just disconnecting, putting your phone on do not disturb mode, decompressing, not sitting around focusing on everything that's going wrong, thinking about all of your problems, complaining about everything, but just relaxing, allowing yourself to just be, allowing yourself to exist and just be present in the moment and enjoy what's happening right then and there, right? One of the ways men decompress, ironically, is by playing video games. So that way they're not just focusing on all their problems, their mind is able to be put onto something else for a moment, right? Even though a lot of women complain about men doing that, that is an aspect of self-care for a lot of men. You need to find a way that you can escape that for a minute. That doesn't mean that you need to avoid your problems. It means that you need to give yourself a mental break. Don't think about everything that's going wrong all the time. Don't solve other people's problems all the time. You don't have to answer every single time your phone calls. Somebody calls your phone. Sometimes you need to just take a break, disconnect, and just take care of just you. Exist and just be. And if you're not taking mental breaks, what's going to happen is, aside from you having a mental breakdown, every time you go to talk to your man about something, it's going to be a complaint. You're going to always have something negative to contribute. There's always going to be something wrong. He's going to come in the house and you're just going to have a whole bunch of a list of issues that you want him to deal with, right? And it's going to be nerve-wracking because now you're just piling a bunch more problems and much more burdens and stressors onto him, right? That is part of you being at peace with yourself. It's giving yourself mental breaks. We all need that, all right? So that is another way that it affects your relationship. Now the second one, a lot of people do not think about in terms of self-care, but it is an aspect of your life, of yourself, and that is your social life, right? The people that you choose to communicate with, the people that you spend time with, those that have influence in your life, how you socialize with people, your network, all of that is an extension of you. It is a part of yourself, right? And you can't neglect this. You already know how you feel when you neglect this. You just feel lonely, you feel unseen, unheard, and all of this stuff. But when you neglect it, how it affects your relationship is you're going to start nagging your man and saying that he's not giving you enough time. He's not giving you enough attention. He's not there. You're not going to feel connected. You're not going to feel supported. All of these things, you're going to be putting all of this pressure on him to do things that really don't even come natural to a masculine man. Now, this isn't to say that your man shouldn't be able to give you emotional support, but he's going to give you solutions over emotional support. But you know who does give emotional support over solutions? Feminine woman. This isn't to say that your man can't give you time and attention, but he's going to want to be more productive and focused and action oriented and getting things done, making things happen. But you know who is going to want to bond with you and connect with you and spend time with you? Other feminine women, because a woman, when it comes to bonding, that means that person can relate to you. They can relate to your experiences. They can relate to your feelings as a woman, right? Men can't really relate to us like that. So many other things that we expect or that we're trying to get from our man, it doesn't come naturally to him as a man. And we're putting this pressure on him to be something that he isn't, when he should be focused on being a man, and you should be focused on improving your social life with other women. Sisterhood is essential. It is important for you to thrive in your femininity. You need other women in your life, all right? And what's going to happen outside of you nagging him for time and attention all the time and putting this pressure on him to choose between being productive and just being around you? Another thing that might happen is if he has brotherhood, you're going to start resenting his friends and you're going to blame them and you're going to feel like you're in competition with the other people in his life, and that is going to cause issues as well, completely unnecessary issues. And I'm telling you, ladies, you want your man to have a good social connection and a good network with other masculine men, right? Because masculine men, they need healthy competition, right? They need to be able to have those aggressive conversations. They need to be able to be strong accountability partners for each other. And they need to be able to be tough and stuff with one another. Because if he doesn't have other men to do that with, guess who's going to get all that energy? You. you're going to get that competitive energy. You're going to get that aggressive energy. You're going to have to be his accountability partner. And there's nothing wrong with being your man's accountability partner, but oftentimes it can cause you to be more masculine in the process, because you'll be doing this strict routine that is effective for masculine energy, but is detrimental for feminine energy. And usually men, they don't know any better. They don't know what is and isn't going to hurt your feminine energy. You know, they don't need to know. It's not expected for them to understand that. But that's usually what happens. Like, so for example, with my husband, he's very much so one of those, just get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go for a run. Let's jog in the rain. Let's take a cold shower and lift these strong weights. Come on, this crunch mode time. We gotta do, you know. And I'm very much so, yeah, you do that with your masculine brothers. Me and my ladies, we're gonna do things different. I'm not gonna take a cold shower. I'm gonna take a warm bath with rose petals and a tray of fruit next to the tub, right? No, I'm not going to run in the rain, but what I will do is go for a nature walk by the river as the sun sets, you know? No, I'm not going to lift 300 pounds worth of weights, but I will go to this yoga class or this belly dance class. You know, it's like we can still, you know, evolve and develop and do the things that we're supposed to do. But he does what's effective for a man. I do what's effective for a woman. If I were his accountability partner, he would be having me trying to do that stuff. You get what I'm saying? So men need other men to do that with. You need other women to hold you accountable to doing the things that are going to help you be a more feminine woman, right? So social life, it's important, ladies. Do not neglect that aspect of self. Get out there and try to make you some friends, all right? Now, the third one is your emotional health. I don't think I need to tell you all what happens when you do not take care of this aspect of self. When you are not caring for your emotional intelligence, your emotional well-being, you already know what happens. The communication sucks. No conflict resolution whatsoever. That's why you keep having to have the same conversations over and over and over. Nothing ever gets solved. You know, there's a lot of drama. There are a lot of accusations. There's a lot of scenarios that you're creating in your mind, things that never happened, so you're giving yourself issues that you never really had in the first place. So it's just drama unnecessarily. There's a lack of peace. There's a lack of positivity, and you become draining. You become that toxic person, and you don't want to do that. It's going to get to the point where your man, he's just going to get tired of you. He's going to be like, Lord have mercy, I can't have any peace with this woman. Everything that she says is just her negative emotions just take over. That is how he's going to begin to feel about you. And he's going to want an escape from you, right? You are going to become the problem. You get what I mean? And that it should never be that. It should always be you and your man versus the problem. When he's pondering on things, when he's figuring out how to solve solutions, he should be figuring how to eliminate and alleviate these negative feelings from you using his critical thinking skills. But it will get to the point where he'll be like, well, there's really nothing more I can do. The only thing left is to just leave her alone, because she is the problem. That is what's going to happen if you don't take care of your emotional needs, ladies. And I know that sounds harsh, but what can you really expect? That's a lot for someone, especially someone that is not built to deal with a bunch of emotions, right? You need to develop coping mechanisms, okay? Not defense mechanisms, coping mechanisms, all right? You need to be able to engage in some therapeutic activities and hobbies. Speak to a counselor, a therapist, or if you can't afford that right now, talk to a loved one, someone that's going to give you a listening ear, you know, because sometimes you need someone that'll listen and that can give you, you know, good counsel, good guidance. Sometimes you don't really see things well from the inside looking out, right? But sometimes when people are on the outside looking in, they're able to help you a little bit better because they see things that you might be missing. Like you can't see the label from inside the package, right? And so sometimes you need to talk to people about that. Don't sit around and hold all that stuff in and be like, oh, I'm okay, I don't want to burden anybody with my problems. You need to talk to someone. You need an outlet. Okay, try to journal sometimes. Learn how to self-soothe. All of these things are going to help you with your emotional intelligence. But do not ever get to the point where you're just spazzing and just snapping on your partner because you don't know how to deal with your triggers. And oftentimes that's what you'll do. You'll be like, well, it's his fault. You know, it's his approach. He triggered me, or he said this to upset me. You're in control of how you respond to things, young lady. You are in control of your emotions. That's another thing you need to be able to identify. Put a name to that emotion, all right, so that you can effectively express how you're feeling. Another thing that you don't want to do outside of the whole spasm thing, you also do not want to shut down completely. You don't want to get to the point where you're just suppressing everything and just holding in all of these negative emotions, because then you're just piling even more onto yourself, and that's how people end up going on killing sprees. And I don't want that for you. So make sure that you're taking care of your emotional intelligence. If that is definitely going to affect your relationship. The next one, ladies, is going to be your physical health, your physical appearance. They both kind of tie in together. You do not want to neglect this. There are so many different ways that this is going to affect your relationship. Of course, your self-esteem, your confidence is going to be horrible. It's going to affect your hygiene. And yes, harshly enough, it will affect whether or not your man is attracted to you, right? It can cause him to desire other women more than he desires you if you just completely just let yourself go. Now, I know, again, you got on social media people like, oh, I just only have eyes for my woman, or, you know, if your woman has a child, you should just accept that she does this. Look, I have children. I've given natural birth. And that is not an excuse to let yourself go. I am very sorry. I know it's harsh. I know that this is an age of body positivity. And this is not saying that everyone needs to be the same size and same shape. We should not. We absolutely should not. You need to take care of yourself, though. You need to eat healthy. This doesn't mean be a vegan. It means eat healthy. It means you need to drink more water. It means you need to exercise. Okay? You need to put effort into your appearance. You need to love the way that you look first and foremost when you look into the mirror. Don't put all that on him. Because sometimes if you're not taking care of yourself, you will project that onto him. You'll project your insecurities onto him. You'll start accusing him of cheating and comparing yourself to other women. All of that is going to be detrimental to your relationship and your marriage. And a lot of that can be avoided if you just take care of yourself. Eat healthy, exercise, you know, do your hair, your nails, dress in things that make you feel confident. Make yourself, you know, doll yourself up every once in a while, okay? Don't neglect your physical health and your physical appearance. Not only that, like I said, it could affect your hygiene, and that can be very embarrassing. It's a harsh topic for a lot of women, but that's going to mess up your intimacy, right? If things aren't smelling the way that they need to smell. You know what I mean, right? In addition to that, the energy. You're not going to have the energy to do anything, whether it be sex, whether it be cleaning the house, whether it be cooking. You're not going to have the energy to do anything if you're not taking care of your physical health. All right? So make sure you're taking care of that. You can avoid a lot of problems just by prioritizing that. All right? And like I said in another video, you're not going to ever truly, genuinely operate from a divine feminine energy if you're feeling sluggish, if you're dehydrated, if you just have a whole bunch of stuff in you that you need to get out, your digestive system's all messed up, you're not going to feel good, you know? So take care of yourself. And the last one that I'm going to mention in this video, ladies, is your environment. That is an extension of you. The home that you create, the atmosphere that you create, all of that is a reflection of yourself. All right? So look around you, ladies. Is it cluttered? That is a reflection that you have a lot of chaos going on in here. You got a lot going on. You need to clear some things out. You need to throw some things away. All right? You're hoarding. You're holding on to stuff. Let it go. Right? So all of that is a reflection of you. How things are decorated. Do you have anything around that represents your passions, your beliefs? You know, are things peaceful when it comes to what you hear in your home? Is it loud? Is it rowdy? Is it chaotic? People running around, screaming, shouting? All of that is an extension of you. You are the homemaker. Whether you're single, dating, in a relationship, married, it does not matter. you as a feminine woman are a homemaker, and everyone that comes in and out of your home are going to be affected by the atmosphere you create, right? People outside see your children acting any kind of way, it's going to have something to do with how things are at home. People see how your husband is out here. It's going to have something to do with how he's being treated at home. You walking around feeling miserable and not getting enough rest, cranky and stuff, it's going to have something to do with what you're doing with yourself at home. So you need to make sure that your home is a safe space. You need to make sure that things are decluttered. Things need to be clean. Things need to be neat. You need to have food that you actually enjoy. Make sure that your environment feels like home. Again, this is an extension of yourself. If you cannot be relaxed or at peace in your home, if you don't feel safe in your home, that's a problem. That is a problem, right? Okay, and so that's it. I'm not going to stress any more of these. You're going to get more information about this in the workbook that you're going to receive for the course. So again, I'll leave a link for anyone that wants to sign up for that has not yet signed up. But ladies, please make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Again, you cannot cater to the needs of anyone else, which is something that you are going to be doing as a feminine wife. You're not going to be able to do that if you are sacrificing your own needs. You got to take care of you first. A quick recap of what I went through in this video. You have your mental health, and we broke that into two different aspects. You have the intellectual aspect and then the mental breaks. You need to make sure that you are doing that. Do not neglect it. Your social life, that is very important. Do not put all that pressure on your man to do things that you should be getting from sisterhood. Okay, that's not fair to him. Right? And I promise you, you do not want to be his quote unquote best friend to where he has you doing all these masculine things and you're just banging on your chest, hooting, hollering, but it's crunch time. No, it's not crunch time. It's rest time. That's what time it is. Next is emotional health. You need to make sure that you're taking care of your emotions. You need to make sure that you have an outlet. You're speaking to someone. You're journaling, praying, meditating. All that ties into spiritual too, which we didn't go through in this video. But it's another aspect of self that is very, very important. Your physical health, your physical appearance. Make sure you're putting effort into your appearance. When it comes to physical health, do not think of it as something that you can do. Like, oh yeah, I can exercise. No, you must do it. The same way you know at some point you have to eat is the same way you need to know that you have to exercise. The same way you know that you have to get rest is the same way that you need to know you have to drink water. When you make it a must do, then things will just change for you. You need to take care of your physical health, which is going to help you with your physical appearance. The more you're taking care of yourself, you're going to look better anyway, and then you're going to feel more confident. You're going to have so much more energy. It's going to improve your sex life, girl. Do not neglect your self-care when it comes to physical health and appearance. And then lastly, like I said, your environment, all right, or the reflection of you, all right, what you have decorated. You know me, I have all kinds of stuff because I'm just a thrift shopper and my husband can't stand it, but that's what we have a shelter outside for. Now, not just that, but the peace that you create in your home, the meals that you create in your home, and all of that is going to be part of the course too. So again, make sure that you sign up. Hopefully this video was helpful. Peace and much love and respect to you ladies. Make sure you are loving and respecting yourself first and foremost.